Good evening, everybody. This is Kate with Pure Pondering in Northwest Arizona. Just sitting out here in my little garden area. Have a sprinkler going. Things are looking better. As you can see, that chinaberry tree seems quite happy with being watered twice a day. But I'll be quite happy when I don't need to water quite as often. Slowly but surely, we're getting mulch down. We are getting beds made. This evening, as I was doing the watering in the other section of the yard, watered all of our new fruit trees. I'm so happy the John's elderberry, I thought would be a loss because the other elderberry, I can't remember the variety, but the other elderberry that I purchased from Food Forest Nursery started, it's leafed out first thing. It was the first plant or first tree that I purchased from them to leaf out this spring. And the John's elderberry was looking dead, and I knew it had really good roots when I put it in the ground, and it had a little sprout coming off the top of the roots, the crown of the roots, next to the little stick of a tree that came, but it wasn't doing anything, and it wasn't doing anything, and it was looking dead, and then it snapped. Then I went out one day, and the little sprout that I had seen right off the roots was finally coming up, and then the chickens got it. So then I went and put some protection around it, and it is looking wonderful. Hey Pumpkin, the 3 nanny berries that I purchased from them are doing really well. One of them is not doing as well as the other 2, but that's the way it goes. The mulberry I got from them is doing wonderfully. It's doubled in size since it leafed out. And I was wondering, careful babe, I was wondering about and I went out there again today, and the leaves have gotten bigger. So I'm going to keep hoping and praying on the second persimmon tree. Hoping it's just like the John's elderberry, it's just a little bit behind. It's a little bit behind the other persimmon. And then as I was walking around the beds around our driveway, I was, just looking and not anticipating any new plants coming up from the seeds that I planted. But lo and behold, it looks like one of the cardoon has popped up through the ground. I wasn't expecting that so quickly. It's in one of the beds that I've designated for perennials. That's been my plan since we moved in here. It's just live with the property for a little bit and decide which perennials I want to put where. Here is, the wind blew that earlier. I put in some asparagus seeds. I've never tried doing asparagus from seed before, but that section had a couple of beds that were separated from the rest of the area. Actually, there's 3 beds that have borders on them so that I could put things that might be a bit invasive if I'm not careful. One of those I put sunchokes in. Then the one I put cardoon in, and the third one I put the asparagus. The artichokes are doing really well. I'm looking forward to harvesting our first artichokes at this property. sometime in the next few days. We have one artichoke that's getting really big, 3 smaller ones they're coming on, and then as I looked at the artichoke today or this evening, I saw more leaves coming on that look like they may sprout some artichokes on them. So I'm looking forward to our first artichoke harvest here. Are you gonna eat some artichokes? Remember, those are the ones that, yeah, those are the ones that when after we cook them, we peel off a petal and we scrape it on our teeth. We dip it in the butter sauce and then scrape it on our teeth to get the. You zipped up. You're a mess. Can you say hi to everybody? This is for you. This video is going to be for YouTube. For our YouTube channel.
Red Tiny.
You're just being goofy. As more and more plants come up, and as the ones that I purchased as plants do well, it just encourages me to keep at this, to keep going through the discouragements, to keep working through everything. It's beautiful. The 6 little baby olive trees are doing really well where I put them in the ground. The tomatoes that we put in seem to be doing all right. Sweetheart, that made Mommy cold. That's why you're supposed to use the straw. I need you to not be on me if you're going to be wild, okay? Please, and thank you. One of the beds that got cleaned out last week, we discovered 4 irises coming up in there. Those are from, were planted by a previous property owner. Sweetheart. So that bed, I think I'm going to put, I think that's where I'm going to put the Malabar spinach, because it's along a fence line, so the Malabar can climb, and the fence line is to the south of it, so it won't get too hot in the heat of the desert this summer. And I'm really looking forward to having the Malabar spinach. I've not tried that before, but I've seen where several people I follow on YouTube have talked about how good it is, what a wonderful replacement it is for spinach, especially in the heat of the summer. And considering that I have a history of staying borderline anemic, that's the kind of foods I need. Still, I don't have the oomph today to work on that bed I started this weekend, but that's okay. The sprinkler can keep letting down the wood in the morning and in the evening when I have it running, and so maybe the wood will be good and wet by the time I have the energy to finish that bed. Just a little bit of time, one day at a time, just a little bit of each project at a time. I just have way too many projects and just one me. That's the way of life. I've been very encouraged today by a couple of people who have severe challenges and did what was necessary to meet at least a portion of the challenges they have, to pull their anxiety under control. And even though they were scared and anxious, they pulled themselves together enough to do at least the one thing that was necessary to move them further down the road to where they need to be. It's very encouraging to me when I see somebody with that level of challenge push themselves forward. take that next step. It helps me remember when my days are hard, when I'm exhausted, when life is happening, or as one of my coworkers says, when life gets lifey. Seeing these people push through their struggles helps encourage me to continue on pushing through my struggles. And I feel blessed to have been able to witness them accomplishing what they did today. It's amazing. They don't realize how amazing it is. But as a person who has many struggles in life, I am always amazed when someone pushes through the extreme struggles that they have. Oh, there was something in particular that I wanted to talk about. I was thinking about it all day long at the office. And now, with my level of exhaustion, I cannot remember what it was. And of course, I didn't write it down because I was thinking, oh, this is something that's been on my mind all day long. So I will remember it when I get to the house. No, I didn't. So I guess it will come to my mind again. And next time I'll need to write it down. Yeah. From Northwest Arizona, a beautiful sunset. Y'all have a good evening.